Practice today, we're moving into a class that is focused on our side body strength. So your obliques, your side core. That's kind of the main emphasis of our practice together. So in those moments when we're in some kind of uncomfortable, sticky spots, being patient with yourself, allow your breath to help support you in those moments. And then if you ever want to drop a knee to the earth, that's always a really good way to help support yourself when you are in some version of a plank, is allowing a knee to find the ground. And I'll give you options to modify as we go, but just know knee to the ground is always a good pause for yourself. Even if you just drop a knee, take a breath, and then join us again. Yeah. The heart space intention for class this week that I wanted to offer was the consideration on how much you invest in yourself. I think we're really good about making sure that everything and everyone else is taken care of before we turn to ourselves and ask ourselves what we need. And just by stepping onto your yoga mat this morning, how much or how little you do is irrelevant. The fact that you've woken up and you've taken these 60 minutes out of your morning to be here, that's an investment in yourself. That's you saying, I value my well-being. I choose to take time to nurture my heart and mind and to cultivate a deep connection to my body and my breath. And so allowing yourself to think about maybe not necessarily even needing to add things in, right? Ideally, we would add in a moment each day to invest in ourselves, but maybe noticing the ways that you already do invest in yourselves and just acknowledging that, recognizing those little things. Because there might be more than you realize. And sometimes it's just the recognition, the mindset shift that we are investing in ourselves that we need, and to really embody that and feel that through and through. So letting these 60 minutes be about you and your body being in deep connection, and allowing your heart and mind to offer insight. Sometimes as we open and we move and we strengthen and connect to these different spaces, it makes room for things to come through, for offerings from our deep inner wisdom to shine through that maybe we wouldn't recognize if we weren't in a practice of mindfulness and paying attention. So we're going to start in Shavasana on the back body, lying down, just breathing. If you would prefer to start in seated meditation or child's pose or belly down Shavasana, you can start wherever you want. We're just going to be moving eventually from the back body. And so take a moment to find yourself in whatever shape you'd like to start in. Again, maybe that's Shavasana, maybe that's something else. And as you sink into the earth, your sits bones into the ground, or your back body into your yoga mat, allow your eyes to close if that feels safe. And then begin the process of deepening your breath. In this process of taking a slower, wider, more expansive breath in, and a slower, steadier, and more complete breath out in response. This process can invite you more completely to the moment. So allow every breath to draw you a bit more to this moment right here, right now. Allow every breath to help you set aside and release any unnecessary clutter from your mind. Begin to let go of any initial tension or tightness from your body. To set aside any heaviness from your heart. Opening up to this moment right here, right now. Opening up to your practice and this investment in yourself. As you continue to deepen your breath and to breathe into the moment, begin to tune into the content of your mind, paying attention to the thoughts that bubble up. Also begin to open yourself up to notice what's moving through your heart, what's present in your heart space. As you check in with heart and mind, ask yourself what you need. Okay? What is your heart? What is your mind yearning for? And how can this practice this morning maybe offer you exactly that? And this question of what do I need can become your intention. Right? So as you ask yourself, what do I need from my practice this morning? Begin to reword that into the form of an intention, an offering to yourself. Maybe a focus point for your practice. Or if you're feeling like you'd like to leave that space open, you can also leave that space open and give yourself time for an intention to step forward as we move and breathe together. So either holding that space open with intention or holding an intention at your heart. We'll take 3 rounds of clearing breath to get started. So go ahead and breathe in deeply through your nose. When you're ready, an open mouth exhale to release, let it go. And again, deep breath in through your nose. And a cleansing exhale all the way to empty. And we'll take just one more here, full breath in. And a clearing breath out. And then allow your lips to seal and start to breathe through your nose again. And whenever you're ready, go ahead and reach into a full body stretch. If you're not already lying down, go ahead and find your way to your back body. And as you reach your hands up and overhead, stretch from your fingers to your toes. Maybe circle through your ankles, your wrists. And then eventually bring your knees into your body. And as you hug your thighs into your heart, just take a moment to check in again. Maybe a little rock from side to side. Just notice how your spine feels this morning. Then keep your knees bent, but place your feet down to the earth. And reach your right leg up to the sky for a hamstring stretch. You're gonna interlace your hands behind your right leg. This can be above or below your knee joint. And some softness in your knee. And just gently encourage your right leg towards your body. If you'd like to, you can flex, point, and circle through your right ankle. Just checking in on how the movement of your toes change the sensation down your right leg. And eventually flex your right heel high to the sky. So your right hip crease reach forward as you pull your right thigh in a little bit closer with one more breath in. Then on your exhale, you're gonna eagle wrap your right thigh on top of your left for an eagle leg twist. So just stack your right thigh on top. It doesn't need to be a double wrap, so your ankles can stay uncrossed. Let your knees tip over to the left. And if the eagle legs feels like too much too soon, feel free to unwind your legs and just stack your knees to the left for a gentle twist. If you want to, you can take your gaze over to the right as you get that full rotation the length of your spine. And just take one more slow breath in along your right side body. An even slower breath out. And then slowly bring yourself back to center, unwind your legs. If you need to take a little windshield wiper from side to side with your knees to reset. Tuck your knees from left to right. Then eventually lengthen your left leg up to the sky for your hamstring stretch second side. Again, you can reach above or below your knee joint, it doesn't matter. But as you bring your left leg towards your body, find the intention of the length of your spine by reaching your left hip crease forward. So you want to maintain all that space from crown to tail. And then extend your left heel high, point your left toes tall, take a circle in each direction with your left ankle. Maybe relax your jaw as well during this little pause here Find some softness to the muscles in your face, let your shoulders slide out of your ears. Then take one more breath in, extend your left heel up to the ceiling. On your exhale, find your eagle leg or gentle twist. So left thigh on top of your right, knees to the right. Or if you want the gentle twist, just stack your knees and let them drop over to the right side of your yoga mat. And then perhaps your gaze spills over to the left, so you get that rotation through your cervical spine as well. Take a big breath along your left side body. Be really patient as you slowly release that breath away. And then when we unwind our legs this time and come back through center, bring your knees into your chest for a moment, lengthen out through your low back, and start to flex your feet. You're gonna take your hands behind your head, elbows nice and wide. Take a big breath in. On your exhale, lift your head and shoulders, and then twist your right elbow to your left thigh. If your elbow and your thigh can connect, push them together. If they can't connect, no worries, just keep lifting your heart towards your left thigh. But if elbow and thigh can reach each other, you're pushing elbow into thigh and thigh into elbow. So you pull your navel to your spine, and then inhale, reach your right leg forward. The upper body stays the same. On your exhale, slowly lift your right leg up to the sky, pull your navel down, keep the twist, the upper body just stays the same. We'll go again, so everything stays in the upper body. Inhale, lower your right leg slowly, pull your navel down, and use your exhale, right leg lifts slowly back to the ceiling. And we'll take it 3 more times. So inhale, right leg lowers. Heart is high, maybe elbow and thigh push together. Exhale, right leg lifts. Push elbow and thigh together. Good, last 2 like this. Inhale, right leg lowers, heart is high. Navel to spine, exhale, right leg lifts. Maybe your heart lifts even taller. 1 more time, breath in, right leg towards a hover. Try to go slow and without momentum, pull your navel down and exhale your right leg up to the sky. And from here, release, relax, knees to chest for a second, let your head and shoulders drop back. Option to take a modified happy baby here, so right hand to right shin, left hand to left shin, just let your knees fall open wide for a big breath in. If you'd like to, take an open mouth exhale out. And then we're going to take our second side. So bring your knees back to center. Flex through your feet. Take your hands behind your head. Breathe in. And as you breathe out, lift your head and shoulders and twist your left elbow towards your right thigh. So again, you're lifting your heart as high as you can. If elbow and thigh can connect, you're pushing elbow and thigh into each other. That's going to help light up your right obliques a little bit more. So keep the twist, keep the lift, keep the squeeze, and inhale, push your left leg forward towards a hover. Pull your navel down. Exhale, slowly lift your left leg up to the sky using the strength of your belly. Good, lift your heart, squeeze elbow to thigh, and inhale, left leg towards a hover. On your exhale, left leg lifts up slow and controlled just from your core strength. Last 3, inhale, left leg lowers, squeeze and lift your chest. Exhale, left leg lifts. Then final 2, inhale, left leg lowers, again, you're squeezing elbow to thigh together, your heart is high. Exhale, left leg lifts with intention. Then we just have 1 more inhale, lower your left leg. On your exhale, slowly lift your heart, lift your left leg, take your time, and then release and relax, knees to chest, head and shoulders drop back. Place your feet to the earth with your knees bent. Take a big breath in. And on your exhale, lift into a bridge pose. So stretching out through your belly, root through your heels. Lift your pelvis up. Try to create more length between your upper and your lower half. So imagine you could breathe space between your ribcage and your pelvis here. So your heels is your connection to the strength of your seat, your hamstrings. And take 1 more big breath in. As you exhale, you're gonna lower all the way down. And then when your hips arrive to the earth, go ahead and make your way up to a tabletop pose. So you can either tip to your left or to your right, or you can rock and roll forward and back. We'll meet on all fours. And as you bring your shoulders over your wrists and your hips above your knees, you're gonna open your fingers wide. Take a big breath in, lift your heart and tail to your cow pose. You can stretch your belly out. And as you exhale, you're gonna curl your spine to your cat pose, let your head and tailbone tuck. Really push the earth away. And one more time through, inhale to your cow pose, lift your heart, lift your tail. Now on your exhale to cat pose, really pay attention to your core here. So push down through your hands. Think about pushing your hands down and forward, away from your knees. Pull your front ribs in, feel your core ignite as your navel draws to your spine. And then go ahead and find neutral again. Now tuck your toes underneath, take a big breath in. And this time on your exhale, hover your knees just above the earth. So you're gonna hover in a tabletop pose, beginning to light up your core. As you push through your hands, feel your front ribs knit together. As you push through your toes, feel your low belly light up a little bit more. Squeeze the earth with your finger pads. Then on your inhale, keep your knees hovering. Just shift your hips towards your heels, a little crouch, knees hover just above the earth. And on your exhale, shift forward again, back to your hovering tabletop. So same thing, knees stay hovered, inhale, reach your hips to your heels. Crouching, you should feel your thighs really light up, and exhale, shift forward, push through your toes. One more time, inhale, crouch it back. Knees stay hover, shoulders out of ears, and exhale, shift forward. From here, lift your hips, downward facing dog. Then take a moment in your down dog to find any movement that would feel good in your body this morning. So you can reach one heel to the earth and then the other. It might feel good to move your head up and down, side to side, check in with your neck. And then from here, you're gonna walk your feet one footprint forward, then take your feet as wide as your yoga mat. You can bend your knees a lot here, so bending your knees as much as you need to. Push the earth away, so you're in a short and wide down dog. And then take your right hand to the outside of your left ankle. Let your head hang heavy. As you bend at your right elbow, you're gonna pull your heart underneath your left arm into this little bit of a twist. And send your breath to the back of your heart. Maybe twist a little bit deeper as you exhale. Release your right hand forward and switch sides. Reach your left hand to the outside of your right ankle. Bend at your left elbow, pull your heart underneath to the right. Take a big breath into the back of your heart space. Let your head relax. And exhale, draw yourself underneath, pull your heart underneath your right armpit. Then release your left hand forward and walk forward to your forward fold. Feet can go about hips distance or to touch. Again, soften your knees as much as you need and let your head feel heavy for a breath. Maybe shift a little bit forward and back in your feet, letting that transfer of weight and the shift in sensation and response. And keep your knees soft. Inhale to a halfway lift. Begin to lengthen out through your spine for that extension from crown to tail. And your exhale, forward fold release. With a big breath in, rise all the way to stand, Urdhva Hastasana. Reach both hands up to the sky. And with your breath out, soften your knees and hinge forward to your forward fold again. Now take a halfway lift on your inhale. Now this is a little bit funky. On your exhale, you're gonna cross your left ankle behind your right for a cross-legged forward fold. So you'll probably need to bend your knees. Your pinky toes do not need to line up, okay? And you're gonna fold over your thighs. So bring all four corners of both feet to the earth so your feet are rooted. And let your head hang heavy. Maybe walk your hands over to the right and then pull your left hip crease back in space. Giving a side bend. Creating length to your left side and a little bit of a contraction to your right side. Then bring your upper body back through center. As you unwind your legs, step your left foot to the back of your yoga mat, so you're in a low lunge. Your right foot is forward, your left leg is back. On your fingertips, you're gonna dip your left knee to a hover, your cow lunge. Open your heart for that big stretch to the front of your left hip. Then on your exhale, lengthen your legs into your cat lunge, your hamstring stretch. Okay, so dive over your right thigh, feel that extension to the backs of your legs. And then bend into your right knee again. Plant your left palm to the earth and twist your right hand to the sky. Take a full inhale, open your heart. On your exhale, release your right hand back to the ground. High plank pose, step your right foot to meet your left. Your knees can be up or down. If your knees are off the earth, really light up your quadriceps to help support the weight of your hips. Take a slow breath in. And a slow exhale. The next inhale will shift forward to our tippy toes. And as you breathe out, lower all the way to your belly. Keep your elbows hugged in tight by your ribcage as you lower to the earth. You're gonna untuck your toes as you arrive. Press your toenails into your yoga mat. Breathe into a low cobra. Lift the back of your heart space. Maybe hover your hands if you'd like. Take an extra breath in, feeling all that strength at your back body. And then lower down as you breathe out. Tuck your toes underneath. Your knees can be down on the earth for extra support, or you can lift your knees for extra challenge. Pressing up to a high plank. Take a big breath in. Exhale, push to your high plank pose. From high plank, downward facing dog, pull your pelvis up and back. With an inhale, lift your heels up high. And as you exhale, bend your knees, look forward. You can step or hop to the top, forward fold. From your forward fold, when you arrive, take a big breath in, lift up halfway, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, forward fold, release. Rise all the way to stand, deep breath in, Urdhva Hastasana, reach to the sky. And exhale, hinge forward, back to the earth, forward fold. Awesome, find a halfway lift, lengthen. Then on your exhale, you're gonna cross your right ankle behind your left. So cross-legged forward fold, second side. And again, please bend your knees as much as you need. Your pinky toes do not need to line up. You're gonna fold over your thighs. Maybe shift a little bit forward and back. And then as you feel your tailbone lift to the ceiling, you might walk your hands over to the left and pull your right hip creases back at the same time. So you get this big side bend. To relax the weight of your skull. Might be pretty spicy, pretty sensational. So breathe into it nice and deep. And as you unwind your upper body back to center, you're going to step your right toes back into your low lunge. Fingertips frame your left foot. Dip your right into a hover cow lunge, opening the front of your right hip. With an exhale, start to lengthen your legs into your cat lunge. Untuck your tailbone to the sky again as you dive over your left thigh. Then bend into your left knee. Plant your right palm to the earth and take a twist. Reach your left hand to the sky. Nice and strong with your right quad. Just one full inhale. Exhale to your high plank pose. Plant your left palm and step your left foot back. And hold for your breath in. Zip up through your front line as you stay for your exhale out. Then inhale forward to your tippy toes. As you empty your lungs, find your chaturanga. You can lower halfway or all the way. Then open your heart, up dog or cobra, big breath in. Meet back in downward facing dog as you breathe out. And in your down dog, take a really full inhale through your nose. Then maybe an open mouth exhale, let that breath go. We're gonna inhale our right leg up to the sky, find your three-legged dog. Then bend your knee and open your hips. So it's like a scorpion dog, kind of like a dog in a fire hydrant. Feel the squeeze of your right glute for a second to relax your skull. And then inhale, three-legged dog, re-extend your right leg, square your hip. Exhale, downward facing dog, just place your right toes down to the earth. You're gonna inhale, lift your heels up high. And on your exhale, roll forward to high plank. So cat your spine, round the back of your heart way up to the sky. Push into your hands, light up your core. And roll forward to your high plank pose. Once you reach high plank, you can either hold right here, or with an inhale, bend your knees towards a hover. Push your hips to your heels, crouch low, shoulders out of ears. And exhale your right knee to your left tricep, twist it underneath your body. So here, with your right knee to your left tricep, your heart reaching forward, keep everything the same. Just take your awareness to your back left leg. Turn your left toes to the left until your left heel lands to the earth. Once your left heel's landed on the earth, your right knee's pulling to your left tricep, reach your heart forward again, look forward. You're gonna lift your right knee high and forward for one more moment. Push the heel of your right hand, feel your right side body super strong. From your right obliques, three-legged dog, lift your right leg to the sky again, take an inhale. On your exhale, step your right foot forward to the top of your yoga mat. Spin your left heel down for warrior two. And then root through your feet and rise all the way up to warrior two. So for that little plank variation, I know it's a little bit difficult since we're working through a screen, but look at the back foot of your warrior two. That's the back foot of that plank that we wanted. So you want the heel down. We'll revisit that for a second side. In your warrior two, really lunge into your front leg. And then with a big breath in, reverse your warrior, reach your right hand to the sky. So getting a big side body stretch, working to balance out that strength that you just offered in your plank. Exhale, side angle, tip forward and reach your left hand up top. And one more time, reverse your warrior, big breath in. This is a kind of funky transition as well. On your exhale, you're gonna hinge your heart forward. You're gonna airplane your arms, you're gonna unhook your back heel. So you're in this airplane hinge crescent. You need to kind of wiggle your right foot a little bit wider. You can push down through your right heel. Feel your right glute strong. And inhale to your high crescent lunge, lift through your chest. Good. On your exhale, open arm twist to the right. Reach your right hand back, reach your left hand forward. Get up your feet, feel really narrow, widen your stance a little bit. Then inhale to exalt, scoop your left hand up to the sky. Right fingertips might reach for your left hamstring. On your exhale, keep the twist, but use your core to lower your left palm to the earth and twist your right hand to the sky. So you're in a twisted low lunge. You can stay right here or turn all 10 toes to the right for your horizon lunge. This is kind of like a sideways half pigeon. What it looks like if I'm facing you is this. Okay, so all 10 toes are facing along the right edge of your yoga mat. Your front knee is bent like half pigeon. You're turning your heart open like a side plank. Okay. With the knife edges of your feet on the earth, your feet are flexed in your horizon lunge. On your in-breath, option to dip your hips towards the ground. Reach your right hand to the back of your yoga mat. On your exhale, you're going to rise and rotate forward to a high plank pose. Step your right foot back, take a big breath in. You choose Vinyasa or down dog, so shift forward through your chaturanga, or just go directly to downward facing dog. Once you find your down dog, take a really big breath in through your nose. And maybe an open mouth exhale, let it go. And please inhale your left leg up to the sky. Then bend your knee and open your hip. This is opening your hip for your warrior two to come. Feel the squeeze at the corner of your left seat. Pull your navel in. Relax your head. Then inhale to your three-legged dog. Re-extend your left leg. Exhale, downward facing dog, left toes to the earth. With your inhale, lift your heels up high. On your exhale, cat spine forward to high plank. So round your spine as you shift forward to high plank. That's going to light up your belly strength. As you find high plank, hold here, or bend your knees to a hover and push your hips to your heels, shoulders out of ears. On your exhale, as you shift forward, take your left knee to your right tricep. Square your shoulders to the top of your yoga mat. Keep your left knee crossed to your right tricep. The only thing you're gonna do is turn your right toes to the right until your right heel lands. So the back foot is like the back foot of your warrior two. Push through your right foot to press your heart forward. Reach your heart forward, look forward, and then pull your left knee forward as well. Really press through your left hand. I know it's very spicy through the left obliques. From your left side core, three-legged dog, lift your left leg all the way up and back again. And then step your left foot forward to the top of your yoga mat. You can help your foot there, and then spin your right heel down to the earth. Warrior two. Root through your feet and rise all the way up. And give yourself a moment to sink and settle in. Again, that back foot of your warrior two, that slight angle of your right heel rooting down, is that same back foot of our plank variation today. Keeping your left knee bent, please inhale to reverse, reach your left hand to the sky. And exhale, side angle, your right hand's going to reach up tall. Press through your right heel to help light up your right side core. One more time, inhale to reverse, left hand reaches. And exhale to your airplane lunge. So you're gonna keep both feet on the earth. You're gonna unhook your back heel as you dive your heart forward. This is a lot of engagement through the core because we're in a really narrow stance. Feel free to widen your left foot a little bit if you need to. Right, from this airplane hinge, use your left glute strength to press your left heel into the earth. And then drive through your left heel to rise all the way up, high crescent lunge, big breath in. Twist open to the left on your exhale out. So left hand back, right hand forward. Then on your inhalation, exalt your crescent, scoop your right hand to the sky. You're gonna keep the twist, just tip your right hand down to the earth. Use your core to slowly lower your right hand to your yoga mat. And you can stay right here. So if you prefer this twisted lunge, feel free to stay. Your back knee could also even lower to the earth. If you want the horizon lunge, all 10 toes are turning to the left. If your hips are a little bit stickier, tighter, you'll have to wiggle your left foot slightly closer to the back of your yoga mat. Flex your feet. You're on the outside edges of your feet, your pinky edges. And think about lifting your hips up into the stretch. Lean your left shoulder back. Good option here. On your inhale, maybe sink your hips towards the earth. Reach your left hand to the back of your yoga mat. On your exhale, rise and rotate to a high plank facing forward. As you step to your high plank, take an inhale, shift to your tippy toes. Exhale, vinyasa or down dog, you decide. So maybe move through your chaturanga. Maybe just go directly to downward facing dog. And then we'll meet together in a child's pose. Let your knees find the earth. Sink your hips to your heels and take 3 cycles of breath. Okay. We're also going to take a little pause here. So if you want a sip of water, please grab a sip of water. I want to talk about our next layer just a little bit that we're going to move through. So the main kind of focus of our practice today is that beginning core progression of every layer. So I want to show you a couple things. When we were in our tabletop pose, we were here, I asked you to inhale to your cow shape, lift your heart and tail. And I asked you to find your cat pose and feel that core connection. As you push your hands down into the earth and pull your front ribs in and navel to spine, then all the energy here, right? So in the beginning of our layer, we go from our down dog and we roll forward to our high plank. The purpose of that is so that our core is already active by the time we get to our high plank. So what I mean by this is as we go to downward facing dog, we use an inhale to lift our heels up high. And on my exhale, I'm going to cat spine. I'm going to roll forward through my cat spine to high plank. I'm pushing through my hands. I'm pulling my front ribs in so that as I get to my high plank, my core is already active. Sometimes if we just go down dog to high plank, there's a tendency for our low back to sway. We want to make sure we're really integrated. So that's why we're rolling forward to our high plank. From here, you can either hold or you can bend your knees to a hover and shift your hips to your heels. Make sure your shoulders are out of your ears here. Your thighs and your core are working hard. From here, we shift forward. We're going to take, in this case, right knee to left tricep. So opposite knee, opposite tricep. The back heel spins down. That's a key part. So this is back heel up, back heel down. From here, in the next layer, we're going to keep this right knee lifted, and we're going to open up into this bottom knee lifted side plank. Okay? So right knee's lifted and pulling forward towards the top of my yoga mat. My heart is pulling forward, my top hand is high. If this seems like too much, drop your right knee and you're in a modified side plank, okay? So either modified side plank, lifted knee side plank. From here, we're gonna go to a wild thing. So this top hand's gonna come down to the earth. We're going almost back the way we came. And then the right leg stays lifted the whole time. Your right toe step behind you, wild thing. My back leg stays long still, and I open my heart. And I'll go to my three-legged dog from there. Cool. If you are in your modified side plank, you can also go to wild thing. So as this top hand comes down, as you spin onto the toes of your back foot, you're going to lift that knee off the earth, spin onto the outside edge of your back foot and step into your wild thing. It's the same thing, you just start with the knee on the earth. If you're in your modified side plank and you're like, yeah, still no, you can go modified side plank. You can bring both knees to the earth through tabletop. Then open up modified side plank, second side, okay? So there's options for what works best for your body. I recognize that that plank series is really intense, and some things to think about. If you're feeling a lot of pressure in your wrists, some of that might just be normal because maybe you're not used to being on your hands, but some of that might be because you're not recruiting the rest of your body. So when we're here, my back leg, I'm pushing through that foot. So my inner thigh, my inner left leg is really strong. My right obliques, my side core are strong. And then the rest is my wrist. But this rest of my body is working really hard. So it's not just my hand holding me up, okay? So think about how your legs and your center can lift you up away from the earth, finding that buoyancy. I think that's it. We're gonna take our last layer of standing flow, adding this last core progression in, a little bit more balance work, and then we'll be on the earth and ready for Shavasana soon. So go ahead and find your way to downward facing dog while I catch my breath. Take a moment to get to your down dog, to feel into your down dog. Feel free to take a little pedal action with your feet or a cat-cow along the way. Maybe coming back to your intention, recognizing this time as an investment in yourself, your body, your breath, your heart, your mind. Take a full inhale through your nose. And exhale out of your mouth. And as you breathe in, lift your right leg to the sky, find your three-legged dog. On your exhale, bend your knee, open your hip. Imagine going to your wild thing. Don't go there, just imagine your right toe stepping lightly to the earth. From here, three-legged dog, re-extend. And downward facing dog, release your right toes to the ground. With your inhale, you're gonna lift your heels up high. And as you exhale, roll forward like a wave to high plank. Push into your hands, pull your front ribs in as you go. So that when you unfurl to your high plank, your core is already ignited. You can hold right here, or with an inhale, bend your knees to a hover. Shift your hips to your heels, shoulders out of ears. On your exhale, shift forward, take your right knee to your left tricep, cross underneath your body. Spin your left heel to the earth, left toes are turning to the left. Right knee up or down, open to the left, reach your left hand to the sky. Pull your heart forward, pull your right knee forward, use your inner left thigh, your right obliques, lift, lift, lift. From here, we're going to wild thing as your left hand comes to the earth. Take your right knee to the right, and then all the way up and over, right toes land behind you, wild thing. Open your heart, big breath in. When you're ready, three-legged dog, release your right hand on your exhale. Use your inhale to reach your right leg to the sky. Next breath out, steps your right foot forward to the top of your yoga mat. You can help it there. Rotate your left heel down to the earth. Warrior two, root into your feet, rise all the way up. Okay, here we go. Inhale, reverse your right hand to the sky. On your exhale, side angle, tip forward, reach your left hand up tall. You can choose either reverse warrior or reverse triangle, so either keep your right knee bent or lengthen your right leg for reverse triangle. From here, we're gonna bend into our front knee and find that hinge forward with our heart. Airplane your wings beside you and spin onto your left toes. Shift your weight to your right foot. We're gonna fly into airplane pose. Your left toes might drag along the earth. Push to your right foot to fly. Give yourself a breath in your airplane pose, long and strong through your entire body. Find a little softness in your right knee and slowly step back to your high crescent lunge. Land your left toes lightly, lift your heart in your hands. And then prayer twist your left elbow to the outside of your right thigh. Okay, so you're gonna prayer twist, your back knee can be up. If you want to, you can lower your back knee down to the earth. But your hands are in prayer, your heart is rotated towards your thumbs. Right, from here, push into your feet. Maybe spread your wings open wide. Whether your back knee is up or down, we're going to exalt our crescent again. So inhale, scoop your left hand to the sky. Your upper body is still slightly twisted to the right. Your right fingertips reach back. Keep the twist as you drop your left hand to the earth, twisted low lunge, right hand to the ceiling. Stay here or horizon lunge, turn all 10 toes to the right. Maybe dip your hips, reach your right hand to the back of your yoga mat, big breath in. Exhale, rise and rotate forward, vinyasa or a down dog. So either step back to your chaturanga, or again, step back to downward facing dog. Okay. Take 3 cycles of breath. You can choose if that's in down dog, child's pose, or a seat. We'll take these 3 breaths to reset, to slow the breath down, and then we're headed directly into our second side, and our last bit of standing flow. Maybe this last breath is an inhale through your nose, and exhale out of your mouth. Okay, here we go. When you are ready, from your downward facing dog, use an inhale to stretch your left leg to the sky. Find your 3-legged dog. Bend your knee and open your hip on your exhale. Imagine stepping to your wild thing. 3-legged dog will re-extend. Downward facing dog, left toes to the earth. With your inhale, spike your heels up high. On your exhale, cat spine forward to your high plank. Really take your time, push the earth away. Pull your front ribs way up and in. As you find high plank, keep that knit through your ribs. Inhale, maybe bend your knees, hips to heel, shift to low. Exhale, take your left knee to your right, tricep across underneath your body. Spin your right toes to the right until your right heel lands to the earth. Left knee can be lifted, or you can drop your left knee down. Spin open to the right, reach your right hand to the sky. Pull your left knee up to the ceiling and forward to your sternum. Take a big, big breath in, recruit your inner right thigh, your left obliques. Wild thing, release your right hand down, your left knee is going to the left and all the way up and over. Wild thing, big breath in. Here we go, 3-legged dog, land your left hand. I know that's a lot, reach your left leg to the sky, take your in breath. Step your left foot forward to the top of your yoga mat, maybe help it there. When you're ready, root your right heel down, rise up, warrior two, Virabhadrasana 2. Stay really heavy through your left thigh and reverse your warrior on your inhale. Okay, side angle is our exhale. From here, you choose reverse warrior or reverse triangle. Feel free to lengthen out your left leg for a moment. Into your airplane hinge. Unhook your back heel as you take your wings back beside you. Tip your weight to your strong left leg. Pull yourself into airplane pose. Try not to push off your back toes. Try to pull from your front left leg. Yeah, so the entire left leg is involved in that transition. You can have some softness in your standing leg. Get really proud through your chest though. Activate through your fingertips. Take another breath in. Exhale, slow motion to your crescent lunge. Right toes released. Right up on your inhale. Twist your right elbow to the outside of your left thigh as you exhale. So palms are together, back leg is strong, or you can always drop your right knee to the earth. It's up to you. In your prayer twist, think about widening your hip bones so your left glute bites up a little bit. If you'd like to, you can spread your wings open here. Again, back knee up or down, press through your feet, exalt your crescent, big, big push. Reach your right hand to the sky, keeping the twist, take an inhale. Keep the twist and tip down to the earth, right hand to the ground on your exhale. Breathe in to open your heart, hold here or horizon lunge. Maybe you dip and reach to the back of your yoga mat right away. Then rise and rotate forward, Vinyasa or down dog. Last opportunity to flow if you want it. You can also skip this transition and just go to downward dog. From your downward facing dog, lower your knees to the earth. Sit your hips to your heels. Turn your palms face up on your thighs and close your eyes. Just pausing in a moment to feel the beat of your heart, the reverb of that movement in your body, the vibration, the lingering energy of your flow as it pulses through. As you lengthen your breath, it all begins to slow down. For our last breath here, inhale through your nose. And exhale out of your mouth. When you are ready, grab one more sip of water if you're thirsty, and then we're going to lower down to the back body. So just scooch forward to the top of your yoga mat. Bring your legs out in front of you. Flex your feet into the earth. So toes to the sky, heels to the ground. Use your core to press your heels down into the ground as strongly as you can and reach your heart and hands to the ceiling. So you're using your core to root your heels into the earth. Your heels are slightly pulling isometrically towards your seat to light up your belly even more. Go full inhale. On your exhale, keeping your heels anchored, keeping your heels actively pressing down, you're going to start to hinge back. Keep your hands overhead initially, and then when you need the counterweight, you can start to reach your hands forward. Keep driving your heels into the earth though. If you need to slide your heels a little bit closer, you can, but you're trying to press your heels actively down to your whole transition to your back body. You'll land in a full body stretch. Eventually take a big breath in. And on your exhale, bend your right knee into your body. Interlace your hands on your right shin when you're moving pose. With your left leg long and your right knee close to the length in your low back, and take an inhale. Your exhale is going to twist you, let your right knee tip across your body to the left. As you open your heart to the sky, take 2 cycles of breath. And from your supine twist, you're going to inhale to a full body stretch. So just roll into your back body again. Reach your arms and your legs long again. Your low back kind of floats off the earth. And then bring your left knee into your body when you're moving pose, second side. So you pull your left leg close so your tailbone stretch forward. Take an inhale. Then supine twist as you exhale. Left knee tips over to the right. Let's find your 2 cycles of breath here. Now from here, we're going to roll into our back body and bring our knees into our chest this time. You can either take a happy baby pose, letting length through your low back this way. You want to keep your hips grounded to the earth. You could send your legs up to the sky, just finding softness in your knees, finding a gentle inversion that way, or even maybe send your legs up your wall for a nice restorative inversion. If you want something a little bit more involved, you might lift your hips over you to plow pose. My hair's in the way. Plow pose is where you lift your hips over your shoulders and take your toes to the earth overhead in the direction of the earth behind your head. You can also take shoulder stand, holding and supporting your low back. You would then lift your toes up to the sky. So you can choose shoulder stand, plow, legs up the wall, happy baby pose. You could also take a bridge pose at this time. We're just going to be here 3 more cycles of breath. On your 3rd breath, as you check in, if you want to stay longer, please feel free to stay longer. Otherwise, really mindfully transition out of your shape. Your knees fall to your chest from wherever you are. Place your feet down on the earth, knees bent, and take a couple of windshield wipers with your knees from side to side. Draw your knees back into your heart for 1 more moment. Maybe curl your nose up to your knees, curling into a tight little ball. Take a big, big breath into the back of your heart. And on your exhale, find your way into Shavasana. Allow your arms and your legs to go long. If you want to send your legs at the wall for your final relaxation, that sometimes is nice. Resting with your legs supported by the wall versus resting long on the ground. If you prefer seated meditation, you can also rise up to a comfortable seat instead. You're just finding the shape that allows you to drop in and let go. As you settle in and close your eyes, give yourself a moment just to feel the earth rising up to receive you. Feel that sturdy, steady support beneath you, and give yourself permission to melt into your yoga mat. And trust the earth to hold you and really let go. So any lingering tension or tightness or holding in your body can be surrendered away. As you work through releasing each part of your body, each area of your body as you go, it would feel good to take 1 more clearing breath. Take a really big breath in through your nose. And 1 more cleansing exhale to release. You feel your mind begin to wander. Know that your breath is right there with you as an anchor to this present moment. Bringing your attention back to your breath to help you stay connected to this moment right here, right now. Be reminding yourself that this portion of practice at the end, where we surrender into stillness and silence, is often the most challenging part of practice for some of us. It's an unfamiliar space, right? We're not used to being still. And so our minds will have a tendency to distract us. Maybe remind yourself that this time here at the end of your class is really for you to receive, for your cup to fill up, and for you to invest in you. Take time for your well-being. Take time to nurture your heart and your mind, and to offer your body intentional rest. Just taking one more minute here. Feel your body held by the earth below. Holding the content of your mind and your heart with compassion. Proud of your practice and proud of yourself just for choosing up to show up this morning. By choosing to show up this morning, you've chosen to take time for you. You've communicated to yourself that you value yourself. You're worthy and deserving of this time for mindful and intentional movement. When you're ready to deepen your breath, allow every inhale to get a little bit fuller again. And every exhale, stretch out long. And as you deepen your breath, you can either stay exactly as you are, maybe start to bring some movement back into your body. Fingers, toes, ankles, wrists. Might feel good to take a full body stretch and reach your hands up and overhead as you inhale. And with your exhale, just allow your hands to arrive at your heart. You take this final pause to recognize the time and intention that you devoted to your practice and to honor the ancient roots of the yoga practice itself. So in deep gratitude for this path and the community that it creates, it offers us this chance to move and breathe together and exchange energy. And we'll seal it in with one more deep breath through the nose. And one more cleansing exhale to let it go. May yoga offer us a path to compassion. May our individual practices serve as our individual teachers, leading us to live more authentically, to love more deeply each and every day. Thanks so much for being here, showing up for yourself. Namaste.